Hey everyone, Lauren from A Girl and Her Wool here. I am going to be talking all about my craft journal and my stickers for the month of July, as well as I have a whole bunch of new kits to kind of go through and show you guys. So I do plan to just kind of flip through it like I normally do, just to kind of show you guys how I'm using the stickers, and then I'll show you guys what's new this month. So hope you guys are really excited about it. I'll leave a link below to this notebook that I have. It's a regular 8.5 or 5.5 by 8 notebook. So it's like an A5 notebook. It's just plain pages that I've added these colorful sticker kits to really brighten up the journal and really have a lot of fun with it. So first I'm just going to kind of flip through some things first, and then I will show you guys what's new. So in May, so this is my May page. I'm not quite at the end of May yet, so I will definitely be adding more, but I just kind of wanted to show you guys what my May page looks like. Again, I keep things really simple. You can make this as creative as you want. I'm not like a super artsy person, so you don't see me using like colorful pens or adding pictures or other things like that. But that's what I love about these kits, is that it does like all of that creative work for me. Like if I were just to do this on plain paper, it would be way less fun for me to flip back through. So in May, it wasn't a super crafty month so far. I've been kind of staying busy with like birthday things going on in the shop. So if you don't know, you can participate in a birthday giveaway that I'm doing. So throughout May, actually through the end of June, if you use hashtag A Girl and Her Wool and hashtag AGAHW birthday, you'll be entered to win for a gift card to my shop. So that's really fun, and it's really low-key about what you need to post about, just something A Girl in Her Wool. If you have a whip you're working on, if you have stash that you've bought, if you're working on your craft journal and you have stickers you want to show, you can do all of that. But again, it wasn't a super crafty month for me otherwise. Some of my goals were to do more charity knitting. I still really haven't done that, and I talk about it here a lot, but you're gonna see I will be getting into it. I also wanted to do my birthday socks, so I had a special birthday colorway. And actually, probably when this is posted, this is true, but I pulled down whatever favorite packs I still had and I broke them apart, and they're in my Etsy shop. So if you want to see what's in my Etsy shop and you liked the birthday colorway, but you didn't want to buy a whole pack, whatever leftovers I had of the birthday colorway are listed on Etsy. It's all ready to ship and everything. So I've finished one of those socks. You guys have heard it a little bit, but I'm gonna rip back the cuff because I thought I lost my contrast color. I ended up finding it, and so I have to redo that, but that's good. And then I wanted to spin 30 minutes per week. I think I did that the first week in May, and then I haven't since. So that's how it goes. For whips, I still have my Majulancho on the needles. This is a really pretty garter stitch poncho that's like you can twist it around so you can wear it 2 different ways. And I'm working on, that's a pattern by Shayna Lines Designs, and I'm using my yarn for that. That's still on the needles. I actually moved on to doing some sample socks. I didn't get yarn out in time for sample knitters to get my June samples back to me, so I took those on myself. So I put the Majulancho aside. That's also why I haven't done much charity knitting. That's all okay. I did finish the Neon Unicorn sample. I do plan to finish the Plotzing one this week, so it should be a May finished object, but of course I'm not there yet. And then on this side, I just kind of take notes throughout the month, so kind of try to reflect on the goals. Again, I'll kind of finish this up more at the end of May. And then I have project highlight pages. So I've been doing it where each 2 sheets is kind of one thing, but I have like vanilla, it's not vanilla socks, these are my birthday socks. I just knew I wasn't going to need 2 pages for it. And then I have sample socks, so again, I didn't have 2 pages, so I ended up using 2 of the coral and navy project highlight kits, and just did them back to back, and just like made it symmetrical so that way it kind of still looks cohesive. So again, these are the project highlight pages, and you can really take as much or as little as you want. I always use the project highlight, and then you can see here it says socks, so when I flip through I can see what everything is. And then I put the pattern and the designer here. I did use a label to write birthday socks there, and then on here it was May sample socks. To kind of keep track of everything, but you could also not use the project highlight and just write your project name up there. And then I do like my notes divider and then kind of start taking the notes. I've been doing this every week where I've just been sitting down once a week and adding notes to all of the different projects, which has been really fun and really nice. And again, it's just really fun to kind of flip back through. You can also do this so like you pick one theme for the month and every one of your pages matches that theme. So you can see if I flip through, like I kind of like, there I use the same ones, but overall I really like to try and use all different things up. So that is kind of it for May. Again, I have the Modulancho one, which it hasn't been filled in. I haven't even taken notes on it yet. I've worked on it and I can take notes on it. I just haven't really sat down for it yet because I haven't made too much progress. Okay, and then flipping over to June. So I did set up my June kit. So again, this is what a monthly kit looks like without any of the notes in it. I do add on, so I will show you when I show you the new kits, but I sell the month kit and then I also sell like add-ons basically. So these decorative strips you see at the bottom and this extra one on the top, that's on a different page, but your month kit comes with one strip, the month, and then these 4 sections, which is crafty goals, whips, finished objects, and notes. You can use as many or as little of all of these things as you want. And I just love setting up my months this way. So that's exactly how I had May set up. Another thing is too, is I sell the month headers in these colors. So if you really love this and you want to use it like for every single month, you can buy 12 of the month kit and then just ignore the May and get the month header sheet, and you can use it for any month. Even if you don't want to use it for 12, if you love this for June, if you didn't love my June ones that I picked and you want to use this one for June, you can just get the month header page and then use the June off of there. So I do label them as like June kit, May kit, whatever, but they don't have to be. You can use them whenever you want. So I got my June kit all set up, and then that is what is set up. I'm going to show you guys the new kits, and actually let me show you the new kits and then we'll kind of like jump back and forth with this. So I do sell the kits in advance, meaning that it's the end of May now and I'm getting the July ones out to you guys, just so if you plan ahead, you want to buy them ahead or you want to make sure you have them in time, you can get them now. But of course, like all of the kits are available, and if you look on my website, I've actually I went through the listings and reorganized them, so they're all organized by theme. So if you love this June theme, you'll find like the spring florals or something, I think I called it, kit, and within there you'll find the month kit, the strips, the labels, the project highlights, and then the festival and mystery knit along kits that I'm going to show you guys. So for the first July kit, and again, you can use it anytime, it doesn't have to be used in July, but this is the first one for July. So the July kit, the July 1st kit is really pretty sunflowers with kind of this periwinkle blue. I absolutely love periwinkle blue. It's one of my favorite colors. Periwinkle blue and coral are probably my 2 favorite colors, and also like a khaki green, which you kind of get a little bit in here as well. So this is the first one. And then for the additional kits in this theme, this will be the summer sunflower theme. There's the project highlight page, and you'll kind of see here the contrast, the like additional colors that I use. So these are the strips. So again, you get the 2 strips for the design that are thicker. You get the periwinkle blue that I use from the main kit, and then the 2 colors is like a golden color, and then this is like a very light sage green meets yellow. Like there's definitely some yellow in this green color. And what I love about this is that I purposely didn't bring out any of the bright yellow because I thought it just helps make the bright yellow pop when you have like these secondary colors from here, like from the darker leaves and colors, and it really just makes the yellow stand out. And then these are the labels. So in those 3 colors, and again, it just makes the yellow just pop and the sunflowers really stand out. So that's July, like the July 1, which really is like the summer sunflowers theme. And so when you order the full set, these are the 4 sheets that you get. Of course, you can add on as many project highlights as you want if you want to do a lot of projects in the month. And then the strips and the labels, of course, you can also do it ad hoc. So if you don't like any of those, you don't have to get them. And then in the similar theme, again, I'm just going to reintroduce the festival ones. So within each theme, I do have festival and the mystery knit along kits listed. If you do order the full sets though, it doesn't come with it. So just reintroducing this. So this is a festival. And I have, again, these are all options. You don't have to use all of these. You can use as many or as little as you want. You can see I have memories here if you like it in the header, or I have it here if you wanted to pair it with just a label and use the words along here, and you don't want to use these section headers. You don't have to make it your own for sure. So I'm going to show you guys how I set this up in the notebook, but I actually used the other July theme. So we'll do that at the end. And then this is, again, the MCal kit. One thing I wanted to talk about is that for this one, again, if you haven't seen it before, this is a sticker, this MCal. You can write what MCal it is. It has clues 1 through 5, figuring that I feel like most mystery knit-alongs are 4 or 5 clues. So again, you can use as many or as little of these as you want. It's set up very similar to the project highlight page, except it gives you these clues and you can write in the dates that the clues drop, which is really nice to track. The other thing you'll remember if you saw this last week, I had deadline on here twice. So I've changed that to new techniques. One thing that I personally love about mystery knit-alongs is that I feel like with our crafting projects, we often like get into a routine in a way of what projects we're working on. So we use similar color yarns, we lean towards the same projects, whether it's you love garter stitch shawls, or you love lace shawls, or you love colorwork sweaters or cabled sweaters, whatever it is, blankets, whatever it is you love to do, we probably always fall back on that. And I find when I do mystery knit-alongs, like the Stephen West mystery knit-alongs, of course, are a great example. But maybe you found this with Amba's Caledenia shawl. Like maybe you've never done mosaic knitting before. I feel like we always have the chance to learn new techniques while we're doing mystery knit-alongs, and that's because we don't know what it's getting to, what's going to be in it. And so if there's something that normally like frightens you, or it's a style you wouldn't normally lean to, you don't know that before you start it. And so there's often like new techniques that we can learn, or maybe it's not a technique, maybe it's just something new that you learned. I just thought that was a great thing for a mystery knit-along. If you love that idea for your project highlights, like maybe there's a project that you learn something new for, like that probably happens too. I don't have that on the project highlight page, but I have a whole sheet dedicated to new techniques. So if you love that idea of like tracking what you learned in a project, you can get that whole sheet separately. So I thought I would show that for the mystery knit-along. So again, that is the July theme and all of those sheets that are up now. I think I mentioned this earlier, but I now have a listing totally dedicated to project highlights, so you'll see all the different themes in there. Similar for mystery knit-along and for festival. They have their own listings, and they're also within the theme. So if you can't find something, definitely let me know, but I think you should find everything better nowadays. Okay, July theme 2, I went summer, bright, tropical. Who doesn't want to lay on a beach right now with like a blended drink, am I right? So here is July theme 2. I don't think this is picking it up correctly. It is a blue-green, but it's definitely more Kelly green than what this is showing up as. It's a brighter green. And I absolutely love this one. So that is the July kit. And then we have the project highlight kit, and the secondary color is from the bright red leaf. And so the strips you see here again, and then I brought out some of the pink. So if you look at the flower, the inner part has the pink, and it's so fun and tropical. And then the labels. So that is what you would get in the July 2 full set, and I love it. And then the festival, which again, these summer ones are great for festivals. I don't know if anyone has festivals on tropical islands. If you do, please let me know where and when it is so I can go. And then the mystery knit along one as well in the same theme. Again, I label them as July 1 and 2, but again, you can use them. There's nothing month specific. If you love the theme, just kind of go for it. Okay, so I'm just gonna flip through here. I have some new kits as well, so I'm gonna show you those, but I also wanted to show you how I have some of this set up. Okay, so here's an example of how I would use the MCal one. Again, you saw the page that I actually filled in for the Caledenia, but I think it's nice to see it without all of my messy handwriting in it. So this is an example of how I do it. Again, make it your own, do what you want, but I devote the 2 pages to it. I use the bigger boxes to write in the pattern, designer, and the yarn. A lot of times for mystery knit-alongs, I feel like they're very colorful, so I, am illustrating this with color 1, color 2, color 3, color 4. But again, you could put the yarn and the colorway in here and put your needle somewhere else. Whatever you want to do, that's what it's meant to be for. I love tracking cast on dates and cast off dates. I like writing down who I'm making it for, even if it's for me, which is usually the case. And gauge. It's so important for us to track our gauge. And then again, here's that new technique. So here's what I did with it. I took one of the labels, or June 1. So I took one of the labels here. You can see exactly where I took it from. And put the new technique so that I can put it in here. Again, you can devote as much space as you want to new techniques as you want. In my mind, it would be like mosaic knitting. It would be pretty quick, but I just thought it was nice to have that in kind of my general info section. And then I'm using a strip. So again, to have this strip and this one and this extra one up here, I'm using strips here, and I actually use some others for that June setup. Okay, so then I would have clue 1 and I would write in the date, clue 2, write in the date, and just like jot some notes down, clue 3, clue 4, clue 5. Again, if you don't have a clue 5, you don't have to use that. And then for my projects, I love to have a little modification section. I don't often modify projects, but it's nice to just have it in its own place where it won't get lost. Like if let's say in clue 1, they wanted me to cast on 100 stitches and I wanted to make it a little bit bigger, so I did 120, something like that. I feel like that would get lost. Like if someone then looked at mine, they're like, how did you change it? It's like easier to have it sticking out. So that's why I like to do it there. So that's an example of how I would set up a mystery knit along kit. This is how I would set up the festival kit. So I just showed that to you guys here. As I set it up, I think that if I were actually doing it this way, so let me kind of get into it, I'll explain it. I wrote festival name in here. That's where I would put the festival name in there. And then how I did it, and let me zoom in so you can like really see some of this, and I'll move it around. Okay, so this section up here, I would put the location in here. So like, Rhinebeck, New York, date, October something, hotel. If I were staying in a hotel, I'm staying at whatever hotel. When I travel, I like to look up some food options beforehand, just to like when you're hungry, the last thing you want to do is like start going on Yelp or like asking around. So That's something that I do when I travel, is just have a few restaurants planned out. So it's like, oh, if we need sandwiches, here's the sandwich place. Oh, we want Italian food, here's an Italian food place, that kind of thing. So just a place to like write in a few like food options for when you're hungry and cranky. Who you're traveling with. So if you have some friends you're meeting up with, or you're staying in a hotel with people, or whoever you're hanging out, you can kind of list out your travel buddies here. And then any meetups you have, so maybe there's, you know, there's like a Ravelry meetup at Rhinebeck or a podcaster meetup, you can kind of write those in. Okay, so what I did here was then I put a strip in for that. So again, I used the festival kit in conjunction with the strips, as well as the labels. So right, so you can see what I kind of used in total to create this. I also used basically this whole thing. Okay, so what I did down here, you'll have my vendors to see and my classes. So my idea was kind of, and it didn't completely work this way, this is like all the information for like the actual festival, right? So you have your hotel, your food, where you're going, who you're with, who you want to see, and figure there could be a lot, and writing down the location of where they are. So which building are they in? Are they indoor, outdoor? You know, where are they located in the festival? As well as if you want to take any classes, the time and location. You could write all that out. You could also do that and take a picture of this to bring it with you if you don't actually like want to carry this book around. And then on this side, I also have projects to shop for and yarn ideas. So sometimes people go into festivals, I really want to get a sweaters quantity, or I really want to get yarn for the Emma May shawl, or I really want to get, you know, sock yarn for my sister, or whatever it is. You could kind of do it, and you can start writing down your ideas. Oh, I love the gradient set from A Girl and Her Wool. That'll make a great shawl for my mom, right? I could do that. So then we have our purchases. So I left a lot of room. We all make too many purchases, right? And the vendor that we got it from. So again, I bought the rose gold gradient from A Girl and Her Wool. And then down here we have memories. So if you want to just write down like, you know, saw Stephen West, or you know, it started raining and we had to go run for it. Whatever it is that you want to do for your memories, you can just kind of jot them down. So again, I fit that all onto 2 pages, knowing that that is so much information. And I think if I were actually doing a festival as like a participant who really is planning to shop and to make an experience out of it, I'd probably make these 2 pages like all about the planning. So the vendors I want to see. Right? And projects to shop for. Like I would probably end up taking like those 2 pages from that and then flipping it and having like the memory pages, like the purchases I made and the memories. That might be like overkill and ridiculous, but it's something to think about. The other thing you can see on here is if you do want to kind of squeeze things in. So if you want to write down yarn and you think you only need like half the page, I also have yarn bought, and I also have purchases, knowing that like we buy plenty of other stuff besides yarn at festivals. You could use those in conjunction with, you know, the labels, and not use these strips instead, as well as with the memories. So anyway, that's an example of what how I would use this festival kit. So I hope that helps, and especially as we kind of like use festivals. I also want to say you can use this for virtual shopping as well, right? Like you wouldn't have a hotel, or you wouldn't have to worry about food, right? So you wouldn't have to take that off. Maybe you're not, you know, you're not traveling with anyone, but maybe you know of other people doing this as well. But you're probably, if it's virtual, there's a good chance you're taking classes and you do need a time and location, right? Like you'll know the time and you can write Zoom or YouTube or, you know, whatever it is. You would definitely have vendors you want to look at. Again, where are they? Are they on YouTube? Are they doing Instagram Live, Zoom, whatever it is? Projects to shop for, apply virtually or online or in person. Same with purchases, and of course memories as well. So you can... Okay, so the new kits that I have for this month I think are really fun. So the first set that I have, and it is in the rose gold theme. I'm going to be adding them to the other themes. I'll put up on the title card here if they're set up yet or not, just bear with me. But what we have are stash in and stash out. I know a lot of people love to track what yarn they're purchasing, but then also what yarn they're getting out of their stash. And so I thought this was like a perfect thing to do. The 2021 is a sticker as well. You can use them together, or if you just want to kind of track it, you can. You don't have to use 2021. I kept these pretty general. So you have your yarn, notes. So the reason why I just left this as generic notes is if you want to track like what project you plan to use it for, or do you just want to list what, if it's fingering or DK, or do you want to say who it's for, like it's for my stash, it's my husband, socks for my husband, whatever it is. So I left that pretty generic, and then I have a total so you can kind of track at the end how much yarn you brought in. Maybe that's something that terrifies you. Again, use as much or as little as you want. And then you have exactly the same thing on here. So again, keeping it pretty general with notes. Maybe you want to say, what project it went into. Maybe you want to say like how much yardage it was, that kind of thing, like if you want to be tracking that. If you are currently getting ready to participate in the Stash Dash knit along, which is something hosted by the Knit Girls, this might be a great kit for you. You can ignore the 2021, just use Stash Out, and you can track everything this way, which would be really fun. And then just showing it here in my notebook. So I personally don't get too much knitting done. Even in normal years, I would finish like 20 or 25 projects. So stash in, stash out. I just did it on back-to-back pages, again, leaving a little bit of room for that. And I put 2021 and 2021. So anyway, I thought that was a fun one as well. So then the other ones that I came up with, oh, and again, these are strictly using the stash in it, right? Like you can see, this is literally just using this page. I didn't use any extras. Now this is an Lys tracker that I came up with. The kit just comes with what you see on this side. And then I used an extra rose gold strip. Is where you can track LY, so if you don't know what an LYS is, it's local yarn shop. So any shops you want to talk about visiting. So the store name, the location, the date visited. So you can write a knit sheep, Mount Laurel, New Jersey, date visited, May 15th. One thing that I went back and forth on for this one is I think it would be really fun to track like what you got there, or if you took a class there, or if you, whatever it is. So I did create the text sheets kind of similar to what I showed earlier. So there's one for acquisitions and there's one for class. So you could, use a label and do a knit sheep, write it in here, and then below that you can like list what you got there. I wouldn't plan to visit this many, especially during a pandemic. Probably not going to visit this many LYSs. You could devote a few sections to each one and kind of like talk about each one, and I thought that was really fun. So kind of join this up with some of the strips and labels, as well as some of those the text sheets that you can also get in my shop. If you ever want to see text sheets for words that I don't currently have listed in the shop, definitely let me know and I'm happy to do that. The last kit that I did was a charity knitting one. So you guys know I've talked about this a lot. This is what I think is really going to help me get going. I'm such like a planner and everything. So what you get in this one is what you see here, other than the extra strip. Again, I use that from the strips kit, but you get the 20, oh, and that's the other thing too with here. If you want this to just be a running list of all of the LYSs you've ever visited, and you're trying to get to every single one in the world, you don't have to use the 2021, you can just have an Lys tracker. Okay, so again, same thing here. If you want to just track charity projects, you don't have to use the 2021. That's why I keep it separate. What this says here is pattern, yarn, and organization. So maybe you're gonna do a newborn vertebrae, you're using, I have no idea, a girl and her wool yarn, and you're gonna donate it to the local hospital or whatever it is. You can do that. Then at the bottom here I have a total so you can track it. I personally left myself a few lines because I'm gonna want to track like sweaters, hats, you know, that kind of thing. And I have the project categories text that I can use for that. So I thought that was really fun. Again, a few more trackers, which is just really fun. Again, use the 2021 or not. And if you want different themes, they will be up eventually. But if you don't see one, reach out and let me know. So that is it with everything that's new in the shop for the stickers. I did a lot this month. Again, I've told you guys this before, but I just like can't stop with these. So that being said, I hope you guys love these stickers. If you haven't tried them out yet, I definitely recommend you should. So I do charge $3.95 shipping. If you add yarn to your cart, the shipping automatically comes off for the stickers. So just keep that in mind. And yeah, so everything you saw here is now live in the shop at agirlandherwool.com. I really hope to see you there. I'm really excited about this. Again, it's been really fun to come up with the kits, but then also just like tracking the projects and everything has just been so much fun. So definitely recommend trying it out. If you have ideas for kits that you don't see here and you want them, email me at agirlandherwool@gmail.com and I will, you know, add it to the list. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to this. Just a quick note is that I am not going to have a vlog up on Friday. Instead, I will be live streaming at 10 a.m. on Saturday morning as part of the Splash Pad Party kickoff. So if you don't know what that is, definitely check out Boston Jen as well as the Downseller Studio podcast to learn more. I'm going to be doing like kind of a live dye with me. So if you love my dye with me videos, definitely tune in on Saturday for that. As well as have a great week, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.